Guten Tag, meine Freunde, Hunt here, and today I am bringing you a special commentary. This video is actually from Jeff's point of view. What we did is we got each other's video and sent them to each other and decided to analyze them. Jeff here is using the RPD grip, stopping power, and deep impact, and throws a grenade towards the B building, managing to get the first kill of the game. It's generally a good idea to, at the start, throw a grenade towards where if you know where the enemy is spawning and what paths they will generally take, then it is best to throw a grenade in that direction and try and get a kill. I do it fairly frequently, but I don't really manage to get that many kills. He is now 1 kill away from his airstrike. He manages to see the guy up there sniping him, but cannot kill him. Turns around and gets the two guys that had, or one of the two guys that had went through the blue building, possibly looking for him in the first place. Now he's trying to find a nice place to go prone and reload his RPD, which takes a considerable amount of time to reload, but starts getting shot in the back, so he has to relocate. Finds this nice doorway, works out just fine. Gets a guy going around through the chopper, and then gets a guy up top in the blue house for his chopper, which I'm not sure why he called it in right as he got it. Usually I myself, and for the most part whenever I'm playing with him, Jeff does, he normally keeps it until he dies, but he kinda decides to call it in straight away. I'm not quite sure why. I guess I can ask him that. Right here, he goes to switch out his RPD because he's out of ammo, and the only two choices he had right there was an M14 or M1014 and a M40. I would personally go with the M40, which he does, but once I saw that M14 that was at the bottom of the stairs, I would have probably swapped out the M40 for it, simply because I would trust the M14 to at least work a little bit better close to, or mid-range wise, than the M40, which it generally does. But Jeff manages to keep most of his encounters right here to long range. He does chase this guy and knifes him, which there was someone else watching him, and it results in his first death of the game. And then right here, he's spraying randomly, trying to find the guy that he saw on the... I'm not sure if he saw him on the mini-map or if he saw me shooting or not, but yeah. Right here, he gets... two guys that are inside what I'm going to call the bakery. I don't know what anyone else calls it. And there was a third guy, and the reason he managed to get him right there is because the garbage cans and quite a lot of objects that are on the ground, and like if there's a piece of sheet metal or something that's on the ground, they have a hitbox, which is a collision box around them, that is slightly bigger, sometimes a good bit bigger than the visible object, and you can get caught on it a few times. It doesn't always happen, but it does lead to a few deaths to some people. I think it only causes Jeff to get killed once this game. I think he has like 4 or 5 kills the entire game, which is a fairly good one. Here is a good example of where Jeff was paying attention to the radar. A lot of people seem to think that it is fairly obvious that you need to pay attention to your UAV and your minimap, whatever you want to call it. But there have been countless times where people have managed to get, you know, 5, 6 man kill streaks because no one pays attention to the UAV in their radar. And it's just weird how people can get so narrow-minded, and when it comes to a game that requires you to be so perceptive for lack of a better word, of what your surroundings are. That second chopper that he managed to get, he actually, it makes sense at that time to call it in so early, because generally once you get within 10 or so kills of the game being over, you'll want to call in any sort of air support you have, be it UAVs, choppers, airstrikes, you know, the only three things that there are, but you want to generally call them in within the last few minutes or the last 10 or so kills of the game. Well, this game is coming to an end. There are 1 kill left, so I would like to say rate, well, you don't really rate anymore. Okay, like it, comment on it if you feel like it, and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.